They need Max Klesman shooting here tonight.
And even though this is a veteran group here at home for Wisconsin, they don't have a single player who's ever dealt with a 4-game losing streak within the conference. And Wisconsin comes up with the ball, and a lot of negativity around the Badgers offensively, but they're still on track to have the highest scoring offense in Madison in the last 30 years.
Well, it can go south on you in 2 weeks, but it can go back north in a hurry as well. You start stringing some wins together. I want to see a sense of urgency from the Badgers. Just didn't come out with that, and I want to see this guy be aggressive. That's a great sign for the Badgers. Stephen Crowl looking for his shot.
Boy, that is a sight for sore eyes. Greg Gard has called for him to be more aggressive inside and outside.
Well, and I am not surprised one bit to see Greg Gard dial up a set to find him in action to shoot. They need more from Crowl. That's a great start to this game for him.
Jamison Battle, top three-point shooter in the Big Ten, misses from inside. AJ Storr, top scorer for the Badgers, has that knocked away.
Opponent shooting 41% from three, good for last in the conference.
He hadn't hit a three-point shot in that time.
Well, and he's only taken 5 shots a game. He's taken 20 shots over 4 games. And when you look at his ability to make plays, pass, and score inside and out, that's just not enough.
And no surprise, Chucky Hepburn gets the assignment of guarding Bruce Thornton. And what a look inside to Mahaffey. Terrific first deuce for the Buckeyes.
A simple action. Bring Gale off that pin down. You roll Mahaffey to the rim, and you commit 2 defenders there to Roddy Gale. Makes a great decision. Big time pass for the flush.
Greg Gard, throughout this 4-game losing streak, has been asking for his Badgers for more high-quality possessions to put pressure on the paint and don't settle for jump shots. Crowl, a lot of tricks inside there, a lot of patience too. His second basket.
Well, if you're going to go with Felix Akpar, you've got to do it in a physical manner. And there is no doubt about what Wisconsin's looking to do. But I love the aggressiveness that we've seen here from Crowl, getting to the body and going right through the #2 shot blocker in the league.
Favorite stat from Bruce Thornton in that win over the weekend, Robbie, 43 minutes, 1 turnover.
And that's kind of been his deal all year long. Boy, Ohio State has had some success at drawing 2 in this painted area to start this game. It's been pretty good.
Mahaffey, no starts at Penn State last year, started every game this year and has a pair of dunks to get started.
Well, I think Ohio State likes the rolls to the rim. We've seen 3 possessions, and all 3 of them, they are looking for those bigs.
And Greg Gard has wondered aloud about his defense in this poor run, too, and we've seen that already. Hepburn wants to get it inside the Crowl, has a 3 and also a 2 from inside the paint.
They're just going one-on-one coverage here. I thought maybe to protect Akpara, who's been in a ton of foul trouble, they might bring a double, but it's just one-on-one.
Hepburn did make a basket over the weekend. Rebound, AJ Storr, up strong. Speaking of a bag of tricks,
can't he do that more often? I mean, AJ Storr at 6'7", 205, only 3 rebounds a game. Love the fact that he's flying in there, no block out, and AJ Storr getting on the board on the offensive glass.
Bruce Thornton led the Bucks points, rebounds, assists in that big win against Maryland. Roddy Gale had 17 and still has 0 tonight. Tyber Wall looking to push. Most experienced Badger up top to Crowl. Wisconsin had won 8 out of 9 games before this 4-game skid. Chucky Hepburn always looking to dish first. Storr, strong first step but lost control.
Never on balance there.
He can get a little bit out of control. Battle, top 3-point shooter, Big Ten, misses. And right back to Thornton.
You've always got to account for Akpara. He can really do it on the glass. Killed Indiana in a game in Bloomington this year on the offensive boards, and that Bruce Thornton shot wasn't even close.
Hepburn, interesting study, Robbie. Double figures last year, not even close this year.
Total change in approach, right? He's run the team, and I really respect the sacrifice he's made. There's Tyler Wall getting to the other side, which he loves to do. But you got to be Chucky Hepburn will take the ball from you. Second in the league in steals. Bruce Thornton looking at the bench, and he's fortunate it wasn't Hepburn going the other way.
Also third in the Big Ten assist to turnover ratio, so the points aren't coming as they throw the ball away.
They hope to do. I have to commend though Roddy Gale. Up 2, windmill.
How about that?
That takes some guts right there.
We had a laugh about that with his coach here today, Chris Holtman, and he laughed because it went in.
Well, yes, it would be crying probably if not. Any coach would, and certainly one of those plays where, all right, better make it if you're going to do it.
Gilmore and Winter check in for the Badgers. They'd had the ball 5 times. They have 4 buckets. They've also made 4 out of 5 shots. Got to hurry here. Shot clock now inside of 3. Storr not afraid to take it to the hoop, swatted away. Some serious rim protection for the Buckeyes. Number 2 in the conference. Now has 101 for his career. Thornton, a little one-on-one. And they would love to, as you mentioned, Robbie, get Jamison Battle unlocked. It would so help out Gale and also Thornton.
He's been playing so well. A little bit of a slow night the other night. 8.6 rebounds, just 4 of 11. Shot all 3 of these guys, though.
1 second left. Bonner, who had just checked in. Mahaffey has all 3 buckets for the Buckeyes.
That's one of those plays where Wisconsin, they're blocking out. I thought Chucky Hepburn maybe could have released and went and got it. They don't pursue it, and Evan Mahaffey just slides right in.
Haven't heard much from Max Kuzmic yet. Camped out in the corner. Hepburn was looking his way. True freshman Nolan Winter in. Back to the leading scorer. AJ Storr, 19 consecutive games, double figures.
You've got Nolan Winter blocking out. Nobody pursues the ball, and Mahaffey just slides right in. And the Buckeyes have run more for him in the post. He's looked for his offense more. But over the last 4, almost 9 points a game, and he's kind of become the Buckeyes' 4th scorer.
Right back to him inside. What a dish to Okpara. Double teamed. Couldn't get the shot off. And right back to the Badgers. Here comes Hepburn.
Looked like Okpara just didn't handle that pass. But Mahaffey having some success slipping out. He's going to the rim again.
True freshman Winter.
About today at shoot-around, how he's liked his approach, his mentality better here over the last couple weeks. But at the same time, with John Blackwell not going to play tonight, that hip's still bothering him. What an opportunity. And that might have been the silver lining at Rutgers, is that Esijan knocked down some threes and had a season high in points.
Jamison Battle going to work.
No, that happens all the time out here.
Thornton wants to get that first bucket, still can't get it. And Crowl with the rebound. We're talking to Gregard earlier today, and he said, you know, one of the things our offense can do better is simple. Just throw it inside the Crowl more often.
Right. Just get him the basketball. And I thought it was interesting. He said their first 20 possessions at Rutgers, 7 turnovers, 7 bad shots.
That's
so
bad.
14 possessions kind of out the window.
And turnover's been a big problem in this 4-game slide. Thornton turned it right back. Good hustle by Wisconsin, but they couldn't.
But 11 in the first half. And then when you consider the pace that Wisconsin's playing at, I mean, that's a ton of turnovers for a team that over the course of the last 20 years just hasn't done that.
That's 3 dunks now for Ohio State, the most recent from last year's Mr. Basketball in Ohio, the freshman, Devin Roy.
How about him? His role expanding, and so far Ohio State's best offense has been their guards setting the table in that painted area for their bigs.
Tyler Wall, 9th start against Ohio State for the veteran, the most tenured Badger. Pulling up outside. 3 won't go for Lindsey. Scramble for it. So the Buckeyes against this Badger defense now. We talked about the turnovers and the 3-point shooting going away for Wisconsin, but their defense is really slid here these last couple of weeks too.
And it's kind of been a season long.
The last 4 games, those problems come to the surface. And the foul called there against Royal, the freshman. Nice job by Tyler Wall.
Push off up top.
Storr, good look inside. There's the toss to Crowl. Couldn't get it to go in the rebound. Just checking in for Ohio State there, Bowen Hardman. Gale in a hurry. 5 consecutive games in double figures. First time the sophomore can say that. Draws the foul on his way to the hoop.
You get John Blackwell back. Their wins speak for themselves. That's with an elite group nationally. Bracket Matrix, that website that takes kind of an aggregate of all the brackets that we see. They have Wisconsin as a 4 currently. But still a month in the season. I know the 4-game losing streak has been discouraging, but there's still a lot of time for a team that has looked like they played the part at times this year.
Well, they could use that. Roddy Gale Jr. for the 3. And prior to that, Robbie, Ohio State had 1 basket that wasn't a dunk.
And good to see Roddy Gale knocking down a shot from 3. He's been in double figures in 5 straight, but only shooting 26% from 3 over those 5.
Buckeyes on a 7-1 run to tie it up here. They were down by 6 earlier. They've slowly worked their way back. Oh, a lot of contact there. And that one goes against Crowl. 4th year in the program. All his years of college basketball right here for the Buckeyes. You don't see that very often anymore.
Well, the flopping warnings have kind of gone away, so maybe we'll start seeing it coming back.
Dale Bonner, transfer from Baylor, the Ohio native, back for 1 more year of college basketball. There's Key with it, working against Crowl. 3 seconds left. And Crowl with a rebound.
It's been interesting to see Ohio State's offense here tonight. It's been a ton of pin downs. That ball gets thrown in there, but once again, you've got Roddy Gale just flying off some screens on the baseline and asking him to make plays out of it. You know, that was such an issue at Rutgers, and this is a team that historically just doesn't do that. Their tempo, they can't afford to be a turnover-heavy team.
Had those 16 at Nebraska in that loss. Klesmit fade away, not close. Storr not afraid to take it in.
Drive into the rim. He can really put pressure on any defense. He's certainly been their main cog offensively. And on top of that, you know, you look at, we talk about Crowl, you're 4 away from being on fire. So I'm not saying he needs to take 15, but I do think that Hepburn needs to look for his own more.
Hey, Evan Mahaffey is having a day. Finally gets one that's not a slam dunk, but he has 8 points. That's a game high.
It's still been all in the paint. That's a post up, and he just kind of makes himself available.
And meanwhile, Robbie, Wisconsin has gone over 6 minutes now without a field goal. Tyler Wall, 109 start. Crowl has one of those. Wow. The home team bounce.
And Tyler Wall set that up beautifully. Just dribbled at Zed Key, handed it back, used himself as a screener, and Stephen Crowl finding the roll.
Second shot from distance, little fade away from Thornton. Tyler Wall with a rebound. And even though they haven't been scoring, Wall and Crowl in this losing run, they have been rebounding pretty well. Hepburn.
I thought Hepburn had a seam to the rim there. I thought he could have easily gotten it with his left hand. On top of that, I still think 4 shots just not enough.
Yeah. Played 33 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have the ball in his hands, but if he's open, he needs to shoot. And if he's not, then pass. You know, right now,
could have taken
pass.
it right there.
I like that play, though. That's well done. Akpar is in. Set up Stephen Crowl.
Meanwhile, the Buckeyes need to get their top 2 scores. Roddy Gale Jr. has it right now, and Bruce Thornton rolling. They've been doing a lot of work from the inside, which is positive for them. And Thornton with it right now.
But Bruce Thornton has been a little bit out of sorts here tonight.
Right? 4th turnover, that 24 points for him. The 6th time this season he's gone over 20 points. And Crowl has had the ball away from the basket just as much as he's had it in the paint tonight. Storr's been to the line quite a bit, benefiting from taking it to the hole. Inside of 10 to shoot now. Finds him. Gets his own board. And missed twice. 3rd time's a charm.
I love how active AJ Storr has been. Terrific cut. Doesn't finish the play, but never quit on it. Multiple offensive rebounds there. AJ Storr's motor is up and running here tonight in Madison.
All Big East freshman team last year at St. John's and has started every game here in his first year in Madison. Gale Jr. 3.
But AJ Storr just got totally wiped out there by Akpara rolling to the rim. It's a big shot, though, for the Buckeyes. Needed to quiet that crowd, and that's what they got right there.
It's amazing. He had that 6-game run where he went 0 for 17 from 3. He's been back and quite a bit better. Yeah, that steps traveling against Wall.
Indiana twice, Penn State, Texas A&M, the Wisconsin game. You know, for them to make some plays, even if it wasn't the prettiest, and still come away with the win, I think big for the psyche of this Ohio State ball club.
Thornton, great look inside. Gale Jr. And they are making some money above the rim today.
Boy, it's been all about getting into the painted area, whether it's off screens or off the bounce, and just finding cutters. Wisconsin falling asleep, and Roddy Gale hanging on rims.
That was a 5th dunk for Ohio State already, and the Badgers started out 4 out of 5. They've made just 2 of their last 9 shots. Shot clock down to 8. Good look to Klesmit, knocked away by Gale Jr.
Good decision there by Roddy Gale. Didn't have numbers, brought it out. Now you run your offense.
Ohio State with a chance to go ahead now. They've trailed 4-0, 10-4, also 18-13. See if they can make it to a lead. Air ball from in tight. And here comes AJ Storr.
Oh, what nice hands there by Hardman.
Knocked it away, back to Klesmit. And they find Winner inside. Pushed around.
You can tell Winter's a year away in the weight room.
Playing more than I anticipated him playing. Sometimes it can be good for a freshman down the road.
It's a little bit of baptism by fire, but it's also baptism by fire. So it's certainly, it brings its challenges. That will pay off here as he moves further along in his career.
Gale Jr. quick first step to the basket. Now the rebound. We talked about Wisconsin's turnovers. They have 8 already.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling to see.
They're double-digit first-half turnovers in the 22-point loss at Rutgers over the weekend.
You can see the stroke is pretty.
With a hip injury.
Blackwell's put together and good on the offensive glass, good cutter. John Blackwell has been a real impact freshman in this league.
Well, Ohio State has had some success this year. They lost once in November, once in December. That's a tough shot. And Hartman will go to the line.
Thornton, you got Hartman coming off it as well.
There's got to be a win for Chris Holt.
No, I mean, you put yourself in position here. Shooting 44% from the field, 40% from 3. They forced 8 turnovers. You're doing some positive things.
AJ Storr, 8 points, leading scorer for the Badgers this season, waiting for his next touch. Hepburn finds him strong to the basket. That quick first step. There's a Hepburn shot. Gilmore rebound for a new 20.
Boy, it doesn't go down, but I love the Storr drive. Extra pass, and you get Hepburn a great shot. Storr continues to just be active in all facets.
Klesmit, great look to Crowl. The swap from Alpara. Klesmit's been quiet. 3, yes.
Boy, that just is one of those plays that can be a backbreaker. Ohio State gave great effort there. Alpara, man, he is an eraser in the painted area. But Wisconsin gets the offensive board, and Max Klesmit just a simple ball fake, and he's letting it go.
Buckeye quarterback Thornton with it. Taken away by the man who's second in the Big Ten in steals to Storr. See ya.
Look at Ohio State. Mahaffey and Gale with 16 of their 19 points here tonight. Thornton, good defense again, staying down on the head fake and staying disciplined.
More good defense, and more Hepburn does not have numbers. Usually not one to force. Back to Crowl. Klesmit just hit one of those. And the rebound to Thornton.
Klesmit's kind of cooled off here. It felt like for a period of about 8 games that he was in NBA Jam mode every time he stepped out on the floor.
And the Ohio State side exhales.
Need Thornton. You need Battle, you need Gale. Those 3 guys have got to score for this team. Mahaffey has done his part tonight, but they're going to need more from Bruce Thornton, and they're going to need more from Jamison Battle.
6 points had been the largest lead for Wisconsin. They'd held it on a couple of different occasions. Gilmore wants to get it inside. Crowl. They've been letting them go one-on-one, not double-teaming. And it cost the Buckeyes again.
That's the Stephen Crowl special on that right block. He's going to fake back to the baseline and finish with his left hand. So every time he's down there, that's his signature move from that left block.
Battle passed up the 3 for Thornton to take one.
But 35% from the field, hadn't made a 3 in that stretch. And the most concerning thing to me, Paul, was that
he'd only hit that one time in the last 6 games, and he's already there today as Klesmit knocks down a free throw.
And in fairness to him, he's dealt with some foul issues himself. He's had 4 fouls in 3 of the last 4.
Largest lead for the Badgers. Ohio State has done a nice job of responding each time the Badgers have threatened here. 3 from Thornton. That's the second time he's had a good look here in the last 2 possessions.
And Roddy Gale set the table. Thornton did a good job of getting him away on the drive, but dice on the 3, and Ohio State just 2 of 7 from the 3-point line here tonight.
Inside to Asijan, and another rebound for Thornton. Wants to run, pushes to Gale Jr. This is for 3, another miss from distance. And the Badgers on an 11-3 run. Hepburn, a little one-on-one, pulls it back out. Wisconsin trying to separate, trying to get that lead up to double digits. That would be for the first time this evening. Back to Crowl. 12 points for him. 10-point lead for the Badgers.
It's a pretty pocket pass there from Chucky Hepburn. They clear out that entire right side. And Hepburn knows exactly what to do with it. No one on the help defense there for the Buckeyes, and now the crowd starting to get into it a little bit here.
13-3 run for Wisconsin. The freshman Royal.
Oh, that's a bad shot.
They continue to take those threes early and miss them.
Evan Mahaffey was up. Looks like he's sitting down. Bowen Hardman going to come in, but that's a 25% three-point shooter.
Tyler Wall thought hard about that three.
He could have shot it. Crowl could have shot it. Klesman will shoot it.
Might as well have your best three-point shooter put it up. Lead grows to 13.
Wow, look at Hepburn.
My goodness. You hear the crowd reacting. They just showed that most recent play on the big screen, and they think it should be Badgers ball.
They normally do.
Well, that's a pretty move inside, but another miss. All of a sudden, there's a lid on the basket for the Buckeyes.
One of their last 9 from the field.
Hepburn.
What a pass.
Crowl.
Man, wide open shot. That's Chucky Hepburn taking exactly what the defense is giving. That was a great setup there. The crowd doesn't knock it down.
And the Buckeyes now inside of 30 seconds left. They spent much of this half making sure Wisconsin didn't get that lead too much, but here late, they pushed it to 13, and that time it's a foul against Hepburn. Buckeyes have this game tied not too long ago. They've gone cold. 7 to shoot. 3 seconds left in the half. Gale Jr. And that's a fitting way for this to end with the way those last 5 minutes.
And you look at what he's got tonight. Different story with 9 field goal attempts in the first half.
Ohio State, they want to forget about the last 6 minutes there. They went 1 for 10 as Wisconsin was heating up. Jamison Battle normally gets it done from outside. Nowhere near. Mahaffey was good early in that first half.
Battle a little wild with the hook, and Tyler Wall forcing the jump ball.
The turnovers were an issue, Robbie, for a while for Wisconsin in that first half, but they didn't have one in the last 6 minutes. There's that one-on-one with Crowl again.
He's got plenty of space. Now he's just got to go to work.
Always like his patience.
Man, a little dream shake there. He would be proud. He got a par off balance, and once again, Wisconsin just throwing it in and telling Stephen Crowl to make a play.
Ohio State's 21 points in the first half, season low for points in half number 1. Hepburn did such a good job on Thornton. Ball knocked away. Now 10 to shoot. See if that'll get
it. Had to happen. They're not going to win this game if Thornton and Battle are not factors offensively. And there you've got a good matchup, little crossover dribble. You create some space, and Bruce Thornton sees one go through the rim.
And they worked the ball around the perimeter. Klesman had a big three late in the first half. Has that one off the front rim.
Good news for the Buckeyes. They need Thornton offensively. Some of his scoring, like he did against Maryland over the weekend.
Chucky Hepburn in his hip pocket. Good pull-up.
That's great defense right there. Hepburn is right there step for step.
Ran right around that pick, too, to stay that close. Ball gives it up to Storr, who I thought showed pretty good patience in that first half.
He did. Great shot selection, active on the offensive boards. Thought he played really well in the first period.
Red guard wants possessions that put pressure on the paint. Hepburn into the paint. Now he dishes inside and one.
Well, I thought this in the Michigan game that Wisconsin made a concerted effort to get Hepburn more shots. Look at his numbers in that one, and he did. He ended up taking 11. And same thing tonight. They wanted to get Crowl more, and they have done that. It was effective. Mahaffey was the beneficiary. Certainly the ball screens with Thornton and Gale, but it's been all about these types of screens right here. There's another one for Gale.
Been averaging 17 points the last 5 games. Best scoring run in his career. Tried to dish it inside the key. Wisconsin built their cushion in that first half a number of times to 6, but then Ohio State would come back. Had it tied at 18. And ever since that point, Wisconsin has just been growing that lead. Using a lot of the shot clock.
That was fortunate, because that pass was... The player development here for the Badgers has been on display since Bo Ryan was coaching.
Crowl could have shot that one too.
That drop coverage, I mean, he's going to have opportunities.
One
a little too unselfish there.
I don't think he got that shot off. Well, they said he did. Rebound to Mahaffey, who's been awfully quiet since those 3 early dunks in the first half. Out of control. Scramble for it, and Ohio State will keep it. The possession arrow pointing for the Buckeyes. You talked about it right away, how much pressure there is on these guards. They really have to score all the time because they don't get much from inside.
Yeah, Key has not been a guy that they can go to often, and you see right there, he's just not moving Steven Crowl. Good rebound by AJ Storr.
Well, you think of him as a guard the way he plays, but the way he goes up in the paint and his length looks more like a forward.
Yes, and Storr has been really good rebounding the basketball tonight. Greg Gard's been on him for it.
Hepburn, Wall, 2 more.
That's just too easy. I mean, you've got Hepburn living in the lane, you dump it off, and Tyler Wall is the master of using that right hand and getting to the other side.
You've also got Jamison Battle, who should be a real asset for the Buckeyes. Number 1, almost another steal there for Jamison Battle, number 1 in the Big Ten three-point shooting. He's 0 for 3. Thornton, little pull-up. He's got a couple buckets here in the second half.
I like the physicality there. You got Bruce Thornton using his body and getting to that little right floater.
So since it was tied at 18, Wisconsin has a 22-8 advantage in a lot of these possessions where they're just waiting for a great shot like that one from Winter.
He's going to be good. You can see the writing is on the wall for Nolan Winter. And once again, that big is sagging off, stopping the basketball. You drag it out, and you throw it back to the shooting big in Nolan Winter.
They might lead the Big Ten in 6'10" or 6'11" guys who hang out
no doubt
around the three-point line. Thornton, strong one-on-one in his second half has been impressive. And now they need a series of stops. Winner again.
He wanted it. Thornton had to switch to take it away.
Hepburn, mostly been a passer and a defender today. Wonderful job defensively on Bruce Thornton.
Has only taken 2 shots tonight. He's been a guy that has really spread the wealth, and he's done so many good things. But I think he still needs to shoot more. I just think when he's open, he's got to let it fly.
Ohio State's been on the other side of a lead like this. They had Indiana a week ago tonight by 18 and saw that lead evaporate. They're trying to work away to a 16-point deficit, and that is the 4th dunk of the night for Evan Mahaffey.
Boy, the slips have been so effective for Evan Mahaffey. It's been all about getting him to the rim, but when he's gone into pick and rolls, he's not setting it, he's slipping out, and Ohio State's been able to find him multiple times.
4 dunks in the game. You ever do it?
No. That was maybe in high school, but that was not my forte.
You had to think about it, though. Klesmit 3.
Well, the good news is in high school, you can't fact check that, though. That footage is destroyed, long gone.
You tell me you had 14. I'd have to believe it.
Exactly.
Thornton had 3 buckets here in the second half after Hepburn really got the best of him in the first half. Coming off a 24-point performance, you can see the frustration. He's not getting what he wants. Shot clock to 10. Gale Jr. draws the foul against Klesmit. You ever lower the hoop to like 8 feet?
Oh, yeah. We had the gorilla in the backyard.
He's playing like that tonight.
Yeah, no question about that.
Mahaffey, only Buckeye in double figures with 10. Hartman right away with the 3. Buckeyes coming back a little bit.
Yeah, showing some life here, and that's what Hartman's out there to do. Shooting 46% from 3 on the year. Comes off the screen. Saw him make an aggressive play in the first half, and not bashful there either.
Well, didn't dunk it, but an easy lay in there for Tyler Wall.
That's just too easy from the Ohio State defense. A little cross-screen action, and Tyler Wall, he could have been drinking a cup of coffee to lay that thing in.
So for as much as the offense has been a little better for Ohio State here in the second half, the defense hasn't been any better at all.
Got to get some stops. It's been a problem all year long.
Gale Jr., nice move inside to find the glass.
Not an easy finish either. Those Ohio State bigs kind of sealing the way, but got Gale going to the other side and laying that high off the board.
Greg Gard has talked about decision-making offensively and how it has gone the wrong way, and it has been so good tonight. Wall just scored inside. Double team, but scores again.
He just finds a way. And you've got Akpara there. You've got Mahaffey there. And for whatever reason, he's able to keep the #2 shot blocker in the league just a bit off balance. We've seen Tyler Wall do that so many times over the course of his career.
Wall and Crowl have combined for 24 points so far tonight. Thornton, alley-oop. Akpara goes and gets it. Teams are trading easy buckets inside.
No question. Good catch there by Akpara. Didn't force the lob. Caught it, came down, gathered himself, and went up and scored it.
Storr back to Wall. Be nice for Ohio State if they could expect a little more offensively from Akpara. Wall, he had a foot just behind the line, no good. But rebound by Storr.
AJ Storr better be ready to go to the offensive glass the rest of the year, because he has shown his head coach that he is more than capable. The offensive glass continuing to pay off for Storr.
7 straight possessions, thinking about both teams here, ending in buckets. Storr's got 8 rebounds already. 5 to shoot.
Gotta go.
Last second. Tough 3.
Oh, wow. And her performances speak for themselves. I mean, she is an incredible player, a generational player. Her career is one for the record books.
Well, here in Madison, Ohio State still has a lot of work to do down by 10, but they have outscored Wisconsin 14-7 in this second half after they really went away late in the first half. Storr, pull up.
I think some defense was maybe discussed in both of those huddles. These two teams shooting over 63% from the field here in the second half.
Discussed suggests there was a back and forth.
Yeah, well, demanded of them.
It was asked, at the very least. And Thornton has hit double figures in this half alone. Little pull up there. It's a good look for him, kept alive, and back to Thornton. He has one of these already. And here come the Buckeyes, now only down 7. Hartman has 2 threes in this half, and a steal by Gale.
How about the effort? Devin Royal with the offensive board. That leads to the 3. And then Roddy Gale just sitting on that play and stealing a possession.
Buckeyes have made 8 out of 11 shots here in the second half. Thornton out of control. And Gilmore's out of bounds, so it'll stay right here with Ohio State. Hardman has come in off the bench.
Remember, Chris Holtman said at halftime has sparked this offense, and just like that, the Buckeyes right back in this thing.
Hey, any good college athlete going to have a short memory when you're not doing well. He was 1 for 7 shooting in the first half and is on fire here in the second. Found himself in trouble there. He can't make another, can he? Deep. Akpara, 20 new seconds.
Well, the 50-50 plays, I felt like all went to Wisconsin in the first half, and that's shifted. That's going the Buckeyes' way, and what a bucket there by Royal.
Hey, Chucky Hepburn's good on defense, but in the paint against Royal, that is advantage Ohio State.
And Royal has some real feel to score the rock on that block. Using his size, taking his time, double never came, and Ohio State in a little bit of a 1-3-1 zone here.
Hey, Wisconsin led by 17 earlier in the second half. Now it's just 5. Wall double team, backdoor cut, another block from Akpara. It'll stay here with Wisconsin with 6 to shoot.
Well, Royal has had some bigger games, you could say. The freshman seeing his role increase, 9 points at Iowa, 7 against Illinois. I just think Chucky Hepburn can really defend, but if you're not going to bring help on that, Devin Royal is going to score that every time.
Klesmit off balance there with that 3, and Hepburn kept that alive. Another scrappy play for the guard. And a new 20 seconds for the Badgers. And they've seen Ohio State go on a 17-6 run here.
This is one of those plays where if you're Akpara, it's got to be a defensive rebound going the other way. He's got to go with 2 hands, secure that thing, and be aware that little guards are flying in there.
Royal almost called for the foul. Wall's had some success. Hey, Hepburn for a 3. Got it!
Oh, a big time pass, though. I mean, you got Tyler Wall able to draw a crowd. He kicks that thing out, and Chucky Hepburn gets a step-in 3.
Thornton guarded by Hepburn, the matchup we've seen all night. Uses a pick to get to the lane. 5 to shoot. 2. Runner. Man, he is having a half. That was his most impressive yet.
And I love that he didn't settle. He understood that he had time to still get downhill. Didn't take a contested 3. Got to his floater, and that's some real poise there from Bruce Thornton.
Work it inside, now outside the Storr.
Oh,
Air
wow.
ball.
That was a wide open shot.
And foul called against Crowl there as he was about to get that offensive rebound.
Well, look at the crowd that Tyler Wall has drawn here, where you've got really 4 sets of eyes locked in on Tyler Wall as he goes to work. He just kicks this right out. Gale commits, probably over commits. I mean, Chucky Hepburn not shooting a great percentage on the year, but you know he can make that shot. Got a great kick out there, and Hepburn paying it off.
Hepburn's first bucket is a 3. Crowl has had success here against Okpara. Getting closer, jump hook.
Nice play by Okpara. He hung in there with the physicality and still got a good contest.
Bonner, hesitation to the hoop, and Hepburn called for the foul. Chucky Hepburn thought he had a clean swipe right there.
He's going to have to stay in this game. He's so important to what they do, and Chucky Hepburn with 3 fouls is certainly a developing storyline.
Another 3 attempts, and the rebound to Hepburn, and Hartman has come off the bench slinging those 3s. Hit a couple early, but he's missed his last 2. Ohio State had the deficit down to 5. Now Wisconsin back up. Crowl. And now the Buckeyes back. Jamison Battle. We have not called his name offensively. Waiting for him to get hot from 3.
This should be the second slow game for him. Only had 8 points in the win against Maryland, and that's a guy that has led the Big Ten in 3-point field goal percentage for most of this year.
And Hepburn with another steal. And converts.
He has just been phenomenal defensively, not just tonight, but all season long in the passing lane. And Wisconsin needed a stop, and that's felt very challenging to get for the Badgers in the second half. He provides a play.
Guarding Bonner there, has those 3. Good side defense and the rebound to Wall. Oftentimes you'll see someone get 3 fouls and get a little more tentative.
No, he's been right there, sticking his nose right in the middle of these plays.
Hepburn back to Wall, to Crowl. Crowl having his best night in the last 6 games. Shot clock now down to 7. Back to Crowl. Good look to Wall. Got himself a little out of control there, but draws the foul.
That's one where Okpara's just got to be straight up. He kind of tangled Tyler Wall there. It was a desperation play. Here's just the prowess of Chucky Hepburn. Those active hands. And here, shot clock winding down. If you're Okpara, I mean, you got him right where you want, and he just now maybe looking at that, Tyler Wall might have kind of initiated that. It looked like maybe he clamped down on the arm of Okpara here. You can see that might be the wily veteran play there, end of shot clock.
Badgers' largest lead in the second half came just over 15, or with just over 15 minutes left in the second half. They led 43-26. Ohio State offense got hot, trying to get it inside there, picked up by the freshman Royal. And now trailing by 8, the Buckeyes won for the first time in 6 games, last time out.
Ohio State had numbers there, and instead it's going to be a turnover. Just didn't really have the spacing necessary to take advantage. What a missed opportunity. Storr deflects that, and it's off Jamison Battle.
Turnover against Ohio State on the other side, Robbie. Wisconsin, yes, they have 11 turnovers, but only 3 in this second half.
They were turnover heavy in the first half in Piscataway as well.
Double digits. Klesmit behind the back to Crowl. And the message to be patient and try to get into the paint resonated in the Wisconsin camp. Only 5 to shoot now. Royal more defense.
And Craig Gard wanted Stephen Crowl to shoot the basketball there.
There's a 3 for Battle. That's the shot they wanted. And that's off of Crowl.
We had Crowl pass up numerous open looks on that possession, and you have to think, can you get a better one than the guy that's made a couple tonight? I think that kind of goes back to what we talked about early. Stephen Crowl just having that scoring mentality.
A Battle did not make a 3 for the first time all season over the weekend in their win, and he's 0 for tonight as well. Thornton, he has liked that spot, and a rebound for Storr. AJ Storr has been pretty quiet for him.
Yeah,
tonight.
this has been a game of ebbs and flows in so many different ways. You know, runs for players, teams. You blow an 18-point lead. You also had to do some good things to get to that point. I just think for Chris Holtman's team, showing the ability to close out a game in double overtime, that's a step forward.
Klesmit not afraid to let it go from three. That's their top three-point shooter, but he misses again. Mahaffey with the rebound. And the Buckeyes will continue this project of trying to get back in it inside of 5 minutes left.
When you think about that zone, it's going to put the basketball on the perimeter. Wisconsin's got some good looks, but just haven't been able to make the Buckeyes pay.
Gale Jr. has not been much of a factor in the second half. Blow by there. Tip no good, and the rebound to Storr, who's approaching double-digit rebounds tonight. That's his ninth.
Wisconsin was fortunate there. You've got to make Roddy Gale use that ball screen. All your help to the middle of the floor. When he turns it down, he gets a good look at the rim.
Chance to get that lead back to double digits here.
And Tyler Wall kind of flashing into some open areas. Looked like it could have been a turnover. Instead, it ends up being a layup.
Well, his second half in the paint has been nice for the Badgers. Scoring.
Great catch.
And a good look inside, kind of led him in there. Yeah. Lead back to 10. There's Gale. Nice dish inside to Mahaffey. Had to redirect.
Back-to-back plays where you've been right there, point blank. And Ohio State comes away empty-handed. Offense
has slowed down a little bit now for the Buckeyes. Hepburn with those 3 fouls has still done a good job defensively. And Wisconsin will be in no hurry now, although shot clock may dictate. Down to 7 seconds. Wall double team, jump hook. Foul called on the floor against Ohio State. Wisconsin has dominated that area. 35 boards to 22 for Ohio State. Crowl inside. Devin Royals come up with the ball a number of times to start the offense. Push it ahead to Gale Jr.
Another missed layup. Roddy Gale,
he's staying down under the basket.
That looked good.
It's 5-on-4 right now. He is making it up. Wall is open.
Wisconsin's like, and I get you want to run clock, but it's like they let him catch up there.
Wisconsin's last game here at home against Purdue, they were right there with the second-rated Boilermakers. Then they went on the road, lost to Michigan, lost to Rutgers. Looking to snap a 4-game slide. Klesmit has 2 to shoot. And a rebound to Hardman. If Ohio State's going to go, it's got to start now. Thornton for 3. In and out. And a foul called against the freshman Royal inside against Wall.
Roddy Gale he did not look right landing off this play here. It's another missed layup for the Buckeyes here late in the game, and Wisconsin certainly could have aggressively pursued a bucket here. And look, I get late in the game you're looking to run clock. There you see, hopefully Roddy Gale's okay, because he is so important to this Ohio State team.
It was amazing how Ohio State came out shooting in the second half. Probably up near 70%, but they have missed their last 9 shots.
It's like a switch has just been flipped multiple times for them here tonight.
Now inside of 2 minutes left in the game. Badgers by 10. They've led by as many as 17 in the second half. 2 to shoot. And a rebound off Parra. Thornton really got him started here in the second half, but has slowed down here recently. Beat Storr to the hoop. Now they trail by 8.
Not an easy finish there either. Bruce Thornton, that he is going to have to look to be more aggressive. And that's been on display since the first possession here tonight.
Trying to set up a trap here. Ohio State just scored their first bucket in 7 minutes to get to within 8, but they've got some real work to do here. 15 to shoot.
I just think for Ohio State, if you let this run all the way down, you just don't have that much time here.
Interesting choice of strategy there. Wall has done a lot inside the paint. That one won't go.
Now 20 more seconds are going to tick off.
Going to get to the 1 minute mark, and the Badgers just hanging on to the ball. Can't believe they're not fouling.
Yeah, I think you have to. But now, I mean, down to 10. They're going to play this out.
You go inside of 10 with a possession right away. You get it back. Hepburn 3. Dagger. Thornton trying to act in a hurry now. Wall close on him. Back out to battle. Still has not hit a 3 for the second consecutive game.
They've got to go. This is down to 10. 20 more seconds have ticked off. And even though you scored, the game has pretty much been put out of reach.
The sense of urgency or lack thereof started on defense.
They got a foul. I mean, 26.
Well, that is amazing. That's the first foul in this situation about a minute later.
That was a good, 50 seconds that ran off the clock on that possession. And
coming out of the halftime locker room after the Badgers went on a 16-3 run into the halftime break. They came out. It was all Ohio State offense and defense. They got back to within 5. They couldn't pull it any more close than that.
Good to see Roddy Gale back on the floor. And that's certainly important for Ohio State going forward.
AJ Storr's game has been more under control tonight, I think, Robbie.
Agreed.
4 out of 9. Oftentimes, he's up around 15 or 20 attempts.
No, he has not taken a bad shot tonight. I think his dribble drives have been good. He's scored it when it's been there. He's kicked it at times when he's gotten into the paint. The offensive glass has been good. And certainly the fact that he's taken 8 free throws is something that's going to make Greg Gard happy as well.
He still found his way to 14 points. The foul against Hepburn, that'll be number 4. And he had that nice sequence when he picked up that 3rd foul, and he can laugh and exhale a little bit. Picked up the 3rd foul late in the second half and still managed to make plays defensively.
He ran into a brick. Boy, it's like, that's one where Chucky Hepburn's like, well, what was I supposed to do there? That's really on Stephen Crowl to call out that screen. And boy, I'd be rubbing my neck too if I got blasted like that.
Battle 3, and there is his first in the last 2 games. Too little, too late. Klesmit foul by Thornton. And Chucky Hepburn may have a question for his teammate there in the locker room.
Yeah. Would you please call out the screens? It's always an uncomfortable conversation when you're looking at your teammate and he knows, like,
you're
okay,
right.
Yes, that's on me.
We came on the air tonight talking about the 4-game losing streak for Wisconsin, and the 3-point shooting had gone down, the turnovers had gone up. As they near a victory here that they so much needed, what did you like the most?
Well, I think Storr for sure. I loved Crowell's aggressiveness. I think kind of the mindset that both those guys played with, and they're different, right? Like Crowell needs to be more aggressive, Storr maybe a little more under control, but certainly a win where they handled business. Wasn't always pretty, but they needed this in the worst way to break that 4-game streak.
Yeah, that's the feeling when you lose 4 times in a row. Greg Gard saw Chris Holtman's group come back in a strong way early in the second half, but they separate to win 62-54. For Robbie Hummel and our entire crew, I'm Paul Burmeister. Thanks for being with us tonight.